Okay, so today I'm going to just noodle around for the warm-up, and I'm going to try to noodle between like kind of playing in the key of G. I'm thinking G minor and G major, so I'm mixing G minor and G major. But then if I was to play the blues, it would be G, C, and D. So I'm thinking if I kind of noodle around, I won't try to switch just like a 12 bar blues, but I'm going to try to stay in this area, which is a mix between with the collection of notes around the collection of notes around A sharp, which would give me G minor, and then this collection of notes, which is C, and then when I switch to like the D, then I'm kind of going back and forth between the D minor collection of notes, which has position 1 up here. Is that right? That would be D Mixolydian. D minor's over here, this one. That's the collection of notes, and then between that and then D Mixolydian, which has a G major, so G major, and then D Mixolydian, and then when I go to the C, that's the major I normally play in. So I'm going to think about that as like C major, which I can alter to C Mixolydian, and then the other side of that would be A minor. So I don't know if that all makes sense. So I'm kind of thinking of going through the normal switches, in other words, but I might not do it like, I might just kind of noodle around the nodal points. But from a G, playing in G minor or G major blues, and then it would go to a C, and then it would go to a D. But I'm just going to kind of noodle around every time I go to the switch, though I'm thinking of it as a blend between the major and minor patterns on the fretboard. That's what I'm thinking. Let me see if I'm in tune first. Let me get my other glasses too, because my playing glasses. Okay. So I'm in the collection of G minor, G major, G minor. And then to C major to A, C major, C minor, I guess. Back to G major, G minor. D minor, D major. G major, G minor. C major, C minor. G, back to G major. G or G mixed in G minor. C, G, C, see. Alright, so I think I'm going to try to do the normal routine. What is my normal routine? I'll tell you what the normal routine is. I'm gonna go through these the nodal points these on the C and try to go through them and with this what I'm calling a lean back position. So I'm in the collection of notes around the key of C. I'm at the bottom of the guitar on what I call fret number 2. So if C was here, back to A. Position number 2 starts here. So I'm on that, what I'm calling Aeolian node, which is an A in the collection of notes around the key of C. I'm going to do what I call a lean back position to get to that C back here, which is a weird kind of shape, but that's the point. We're practicing the weird shapes. And then I left off last time adding, I think, the 7. So I'm going to add like the 9, 11, and 13. That's going to be the plan. That's the plan, man. Let's try my joke real quick. I'll do my quick joke. I don't think I was, again, I haven't been totally inspired on my jokes lately. So I don't even know what I did, but I still think it had potential, but it was a little wonky. I think I needed to like think about it a little bit more. You know, if I was like Seinfeld and I had 10 years to like craft it, I think I could have worked it into something. Because he says you're supposed to work on it for like 10 years or something like that. I don't know, maybe I'm misquoting the guy, but I heard something like that somewhere. So I thought I would just repeat it to the world, or to like the 5 or person or so, to my assistant that listens to this. I thought I would tell her about it. So anyway, let's see what we got. So people see my social media stats and start writing my obituary. Well, it's all over for this guy. It's all over for this guy. And it's like, no, relax. It's not all over. I'm all over it. I'm all over it. See how I flipped the script right there? The script that didn't even see it coming. I didn't just flip the script. I yeeted it into a ceiling fan and watched it helicopter blade itself into a better storyline. The algorithm thought it was running the show, creeping around my feed, spreading its little digital cobwebs in every corner, thinking this house is mine now. Then I rolled up like a hungover exterminator in a dollar store flip-flops, looked at the 8-legged squatter right in the 1,000 eyes and went full WWE SummerSlam on it. Belly flopped that spider so hard it's still picking silk out of its existential crisis in the afterlife. Moral of the story, it can be all over my walls. It could be all over my numbers. It could be all over my notifications, thinking it's all over. But in the end, I'll still be all over it. I'm all over it. It's not all over. I don't even know what it is most of the time when people say it's all over. It's like, what are you talking about? It should be referring to something. It's all over. I don't know. No, it's not all over. I can't even see it. I'm all over it. I'm all over it. Okay, I wrote a song about it. Let me see what I got on it. I haven't listened to it yet. I didn't tell it to play any specific genre. I just let it do its thing. I'm having internet issues apparently. Nika's telling me. Yeah, something's wrong with the internet. Well, that's just great. That's just great. I can't even play my Suno song. Crying out loud. Is it my... Whatever. I guess I'll just noodle around then. Well, there, it's going. It's going. See if it'll play. The internet is dying. The internet is dying. I won't be able to talk to Ara. This is horrible. What am I gonna do? That's okay. And we'll push on. People need to hear my show. Oh, God.
People see my social media stats.
There it goes.
And they start writing my obituary. Well, it's all over for this guy. Like they're narrating my season finale. But nah, relax, it's not all over. Not even close. 'Cause I'm all over it. Yeah, I'm all over it. Flip the script so fast, the script didn't even see it coming. I didn't just flip that script, I heated it straight into a ceiling fan and watched it helicopter blade itself into a better storyline. The algorithm thought it ran the show, creeping around my feet, spreading digital cobwebs like this house is mine now. Then I rolled in like a hungover exterminator, $1 store flip-flop, stared that 8-legged squatter right in its thousands of eyes and went full WWE SummerSlam on it. Belly flop, that spider so hard it's still picking silk out of its existential crisis in the afterlife. Yeah, moral of the story, let the world think it's all over. It can be all over my walls, all over my numbers, even all over my notifications, acting like it's calling the game early. But in the end, I'll still be all over it, standing tall on the mess, glowing like a shonen finale. 'Cause no matter what they say, I'm still all over it.
All right. So something's wrong with the interwebs. That's okay. I dig it. All right. Digging. I dig it, and that's saying something, because I have a bad back, so I don't dig stuff unless I have to. I was digging that. I was digging it even with my bad back. That's how good it was. So what was I on? I'm on position number, so this is the collection of notes around the key of C. So there's the C back to an A minor. Position 1 starts top string there. Position 2 starts here. at the bottom, what I call position number 2 is the A minor. Position number 2, by the way, built off of the Ionian node, because those are Ionian caged positions if you want to be technical about it. And then, which we should be, which I tend to think is a good idea. We should be technical about it. So then I'm going to go back to the third, which is back here. And then I'm going to try to mute this one and go up here. Okay. Okay, so that has the one is the Aeolian. We could call that an Aeolian, an A minor 7 chord. I want to call it a 4-note Aeolian chord, or an Aeolian 3-modal whole step chord, because it takes 3 modal whole steps to get to the last point. And by the way, I thought I was gonna do something that's totally gonna piss off any remaining viewers here, or any. I'm gonna pull out a calculator. You can't calculate with music, man. No, that's where you're wrong. Okay. Oh man, you can't see the calculator on the screen. Ah, dude. Why can't you see the calculator? Because it's alright, maybe I won't do that. I was gonna do a calculator. I'm kinda into it now. I wonder how I can get that up there. I can say display whatever. I don't need the calculator. I'll do that next time. So, but in any case, because I'm feeling like I should be able to count out the distances that would be half steps versus modal whole steps versus modal half steps to the scale degree. But anyways, so it's going to be an Aeolian 3 modal whole step chord. The third is going to be 1 modal half step away, which is 2 modal whole steps, which is the third scale degree, which is up here, which has a negative distance of 12 minus 3, which is 9, because it's a minor third. And then we said then it has the fifth. The fifth is going to be up here from the scale degree. It's 2 modal whole steps. 2 times 2 is 4 modal half steps, plus 1 would be the 5th scale degree, which has a distance from an Aeolian node of 7 notes away, which is typical distance. And if I go above it, then the distance between these 2 notes, if you count it out, has a local counterclockwise distance of 12 minus 7, which is 5. And then we had the 7 that we added, which is a 3rd modal whole step. 3 times 2 is 6 modal half steps, plus 1 would be the 7th scale degree. Going up there from the 6th nodal point has a distance of 10 notes away, because it's a minor distance. And if I go in the negative direction, meaning counterclockwise distance, 12 minus 10, which would be 2. All right, so now let's add the 9 to this shape. So the 9 is equivalent to the 2 that we skipped. So normally if it was an Aeolian, we had all those notes, it would be like an A minor 9. But I'm going to say that that it should be a 5-note Aeolian chord, or an Aeolian 4 modal whole step chord, because it takes 4 modal whole steps to get to that note. 4 times 2 is 8 modal half steps, plus 1 would be the 9th scale degree. So if I say it's going to be the 4 modal whole steps times 2 is 8 modal half steps, 8 modal half steps is greater than the local distance of 7, so that would be an octave up. If I just want to find the local distance, meaning the nodal point, I could say, well, 8 minus 7 is 1 modal half step up, and therefore it would be 6 plus 1 would be 7. So I'm looking for nodal point number 7, which is the Locrian node. I have a crazy Locrian down here, so then that could be the crazy Locrian. And then, like, if that's the crazy Locrian, then I'm going to have, what's the distance to that one? Well, we know that if it was a local distance, it's going to be 1 modal whole step away, which is 2 modal half steps away, right? Because the 9th is equivalent to the 2nd, and always we have 2 modal half steps from most nodes, unless you're at the back of what I call Ionian's house. That means if you're nodal point 7 or 3, which is the Locrian or Phrygian node. Those are the only time that you have to go through the front of the house, of Locrian's house, to go out the front door. That's why they get mad back here, these two in the back. They live in the back of the house. When they want to get to the ocean up here, they have to go through the front and then of the house, so they get kind of locked out. They don't have like a straight path to the beach, you know, which sucks, because then you gotta like go through the front to go there, and then anyway, it's lame, but whatever, we don't want to get into that. So that means so that's going to be it. So if I was going down here, so I probably can only grab like this one. Maybe I can borrow this one, but I'm not going to be able to grab that third at the same time, which is what I defined the chord by. That's kind of a problem, because I defined the chord. Oh, that's the fifth. The third is back here. No, that's not a problem. That's not a problem. What are you talking about? So I can borrow these two. So I can't really get the fifth up top. I can't get the fifth. That's not a problem. Where's Aura? I don't know. I don't know if Aura, if I have the bandwidth for Aura. I can't afford Aura right now. She doesn't do this out of the good of her heart. She needs bandwidth, and I just don't have it. I just don't have it right now. All right. So then I could go to this one up here. Interesting. So then I'd have to drop this one, obviously. I can't afford Aura because I don't have the bandwidth. She's gonna starve if I have to fire her. But I have to do what I have to do because it's just the way it is, man. What if I did that in the collection of notes around the key of D major? So if that was D major, then this would be D minor. So that would be I'm sorry, D major back to B minor. The Mixolydian would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. So it'd be an A Mixolydian, right? So it would be this position 1, position 2. I'm at the top of position number 2, 12th fret on the B string, and then I can mirror the same shape and say, okay, maybe I go back to this one. And then back here. Sounding, is that right? 7. Let's try it on the collection of notes around F. So now I'm on F. So F here would be going back to D minor, and that would be here for the Aeolian, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the Aeolian, which would be C Aeolian. Okay, so that would be position number 2 would be here, which means if I started in open position, it would be dun, dun, that would be the open position, And then, but I can't do this one because I can't do a lean back because I run into the nut. So I skip that one. Let's go to the G collection notes around the key of G. Here's G. So if I go back, that would go to F sharp minor. So G major, F sharp minor. And then if I roll that down, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means that this is going to be the Mixolydian. Now wait a sec. I thought, why do I have D mix there? No, that's not a D. I think there's a naming, I have a naming problem here. Because it should be E Mixolydian, I think. G major to E Mixolydian, is that right? My head's a little fuzzy right now, I don't know. But anyways, if that was position 1, wait a sec. No, wait a sec. If I'm on G here, G's here, goes back to E. Yeah, okay, I was off by 1. That's position 1. And then position 2 is here. So I'm up here on the 5th fret. So 5th fret goes back to the open fret for G major. And then the 3rd. And then here's the new note that I'm adding right there. Let's drop this one for now. I could grab that one since it's open. Alright, and then if I go to the collection of notes around A sharp, so A sharp would be here, or B flat, goes back to G. So G minor, A sharp, back to G minor, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be here. So F for the Mixolydian, right? Yeah. So if I play this up here, this would be position 1, top string, position 2. I'm at the bottom of position 2, lands me on the 8th fret. So if I lock into the 8th fret, then I have my same shape. Aeolian's on the 8th fret, back to the 3rd fret, which is a ways back because I'm a little back on the guitar. And then I have this 7 right here. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. Sounds awfully. The one and the 7, yeah, because that's right next to each other, pitch-wise. All right, that makes sense. All right, I'm a little tired. Let's try to go back here. Let's try to say we add the 11 now. So if I add the 11, let's go back to the OG shape, which is here, 1, 3, 5. If I add the 11, that would be equivalent to the 4. Right, that would be equivalent to the 4. So if I had all the notes included and I added the 11 from this node, it was an A minor. It'd be an A minor 11, but I'd rather call it a 6-note Aeolian chord or an Aeolian 5-modal whole step chord because it takes 5 modal whole steps to get to the last node. 5 times 2 would be 10 modal half steps plus 1 would be the 11th scale degree, and so okay, so 5 modal whole steps times 2 would be 10 modal half steps. If I want the local distance, because that's going to be an octave up, it would be 10 minus 7. 7, 8, 9, 10 is 3. So 3 plus 6 is 9, which is again over 7. So 9 minus 7 would be 2. So I'm looking for the Dorian. So I'm going to say Dorian. Maybe there is one right below it. Maybe that will be the easiest one to grab, possibly, but maybe not because I have to put my pinky here to grab this one way over there. But let's just think about that. So that would be that would be the chord, right? That would be fine. So I don't think I could do it that way. So now I'm back to the collection notes around the key of C, pinky on C. So it's C major, back to A minor for position number 1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means it would be G mixolydian. All right, those are the 3 I kind of focus on most of the time. So if that's position 1, this is position 2. I'm at the bottom of position 2, walking that down. Pinky position on here, so that's on the 10th fret. 10th fret, if I lean it back to here, then I get my first modal whole step, second modal half step, third scale degree, and maybe I can bar that pinky, which is pretty difficult to get a bar with the flat on my finger like that, but doable. But if I do that, it's hard to grab the 5 up top or the 7. 5 up top. So I can just grab these 3. But even that, maybe I can try to grab 2 of them with 1 finger each. So I might be able to do that high up on the guitar. It would be difficult lower on the guitar. Would it be there's no way I'm going to grab that 2. I don't think I'm ever going to grab that 2 if I make that reach. I could bar, maybe I can bar all the way up there. That's the answer. That's the answer. Finally, I was able to look at my neighbor's test, and I have figured out the answer. Finally, I was able to look over at my neighbor's test. Okay, so this is gonna be how. It took forever, but I finally figured out the answer. That dude next to me finally yawned, revealing the answer. I just had to look at the right time. Now, all right. Then if I do the collection of notes around the key of D, here's the D major, goes back to B minor. So that would be D major, B minor, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A mixolydian. That's why I'm here for the A mixolydian typically. So that would be position number 1. Position number 2 then would be down here on the 12th fret. If I reach back, so now I'm looking. I finally figured out the answer. It took me forever. I almost ran out of time. I finally figured it out because the dude next to me yawned, revealing the answer. I just had to glance over. It's B. It's B. Alright, let's go to the next one. If I had the collection of notes around F, we'd be going back to D. But I can't do that one because that one runs into the nut. So let's go to the next one up. Or I could do it high up on the guitar, but then I'm way up there. Anyways, so now I'm on G, back to E, position 1, position 2 therefore is here. So I'm up here, pinky on the 5th fret, open note back here, so I could just play that open note out because now I have boom and boom. The 5th fret. Hold on, that's not the 5th fret. because it goes from here. There we go. Alright, and then if I looked at A sharp, which is A sharp or B flat major, which brings me back to G minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which brings me to F mixolydian. This would be position 1. I'm at the bottom of position 2, which starts here. So let's roll it down. So pinky's on the 8th fret. So then I can reach back here, and I'm going to go June. Alright, so reaching back to fret number 3. That's way back there. It's tough to do back here, but doable. Barely. It's a bear that is in China. You could barely do it. Okay. Barely.